Hello, little chefs. Welcome to Let's Cook Dinner Together. I was just live. I messed something up. So we're back on it. So welcome. Today we're going to be doing a sweet and sour pork with rice. And I'm going to have mine with edamame. So before we get started, remember I do this once a month, but it's on my subscription page. And you guys, I send out the ingredients to you guys and we cook together. For this, you guys are just watching me cook. It's kind of like a sneak peek of what you would be doing if you joined my little chef community. So I send out the recipes about a week before, and then you can cook along with me rather than just watching me cook. So sweet and sour pork. I'm excited to get going on this. Hi guys, welcome. I see hellos everywhere. I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. On Instagram, just go to the top of my page and hit subscribe. On Facebook, you can go to the top of my page and hit subscribe, or there's a green little button down at the bottom of this live. Just hit that green little join button. And then on YouTube, on the top of my page, just hit join. And then you'll be in the Little Chef community. You can cancel at any time. It's only $2.99. Once a month cooking classes. And additionally, I do a game night mid-month. So we have Little Chef game night where we all play Jackbox games together, and the cooking class once a month as well. So try it out for a month. If you like it, stick around. If not, you can cancel at any time. But I have over 600 Little Chefs in the Little Chef community, and we have a blast doing all these cooking classes. So let's go ahead and get started. That's warm. I plugged in my rice cooker. So my rice cooker is like my favorite kitchen gadget. If you don't have a rice cooker, I would highly suggest getting one. There's one linked in my Amazon storefront in my bio, but they're wonderful. You will never mess up rice ever again. So it's a super cheap one. I think I got this from the thrift store, honestly, for like $5. And it's a life changer. If you aren't good at cooking rice, this is the way. So let me show you my little trick for cooking rice. I'm using long grain rice, and there's something cool about the different types of grains of rice. We have our short grain rice all the way to our long grain rice, such as, just regular white long grain rice, or jasmine rice. Those are long grain rices. Then we have our short grain rice, like sushi rice or arborio rice, which is for risotto. The short grain rice will contain more starch. Okay, so if you notice in risotto and sushi rice, you're trying to get that sticky consistency. Okay, we want that starch to create that texture. However, with long grain rice, like white rice that you get at a Chinese restaurant, it's super fluffy. That's because long grain rices contain less starch. So I am wanting a fluffy rice for this dish. So I'm using just white long grain rice. And I don't measure. Here's my trick for white rice or any kind of rice. This works on any kind of rice, guys. So I have my rice in my rice cooker. I'm going to rinse this a lot of times. Okay, here I go. Rinse number 1. All right, I just rinsed. Okay, you see as I agitate the rice, it's getting like murky. The water's getting murky. And that's exactly what we want. So we're going to drain out this water and then rinse again. All right, this is rinse number 2. Rinsing the rice. It's still super murky. Okay. I will drain this and then do it again. It's just going to continue over and over again. We're just doing this until the water runs clear. And what this is doing is just rinsing off the outside starch. Okay, all that cloudiness in the water is just starch. And if we don't rinse it, we're going to have gummy rice. So we want a nice light and fluffy rice. We got to rinse off as much of that starch as possible. You made rice today using my tips and it came out perfect. Awesome. See, I'm telling you, it's foolproof. Okay? Rinsing this one more time because it's still cloudy. We're getting much closer though. The water is getting less murky every time that I rinse. And it doesn't have to be like crystal clear. There's always going to be some kind of cloudiness to the rice water. I usually do like 4 or 5 rinses. And I'm just taking my fingers and agitating the rice, mixing it in with that water. All right, that looks good to me. Okay, here's what it looks like. I don't know if I can show you. Okay, it's not that cloudy. It looks like a white Gatorade. Maybe not that cloudy, but it's pretty good. And let me show you what I do to cook the rice now. Okay, so I just drained the murky water. Now I put fresh water in. I didn't measure this rice. I didn't measure this rice at all. And that is my favorite thing about this method because I hate measuring. So what you're gonna do is you can do this on any amount of rice you want. I just probably have about a cup. You can use 2 cups, you can use 3 cups, you can use 4 cups, whatever you want, as long as you have a big enough rice cooker. So you're gonna take your finger, okay? The first little line on your finger, that's where you want the water to come up to, okay? That first line on your finger. So that you're gonna go into the rice with your finger. The tip of your finger is going to hit the rice, and as soon as it hits the rice, stop and measure where the water is, and it should be coming up to your first joint, okay? If you are like a tall person, you might wanna go a little bit less, because you'll have bigger fingers. So like my dad, he measures it halfway up his finger. So just keep that in consideration. I'm like 5'6", so I'm not that tall. So I usually go all the way up to my first joint. So let's go ahead and test this one. I am not close. So my finger just hit the rice and I'm about a quarter of the way up until my first joint. So I'm gonna need to add more water. Also, another important thing is to make sure your rice is level when you're doing this. Okay, so I just kind of take my little rice cooker and give it a little shake on the counter. And then check it. Okay, we're good to go. It's perfect. It hit right at my first joint. I'm gonna pop that into my rice cooker, throw a lid on it, and hit cook. I love my rice cooker. All right, that's going. That's gonna take about 15-20 minutes or so. Let's go ahead and get started on the pork. All right, so I have my pork here, and I am feeling a little healthy these days. So we're not gonna fry these, we're gonna air fry them. We're gonna try it out. I've never air fried pork before in this method, but we're gonna give it a go. And I'm gonna tell you how it is. Because again, I'm just cooking for myself and I like to experiment. So let's do it. So I'm first just gonna start by throwing in some soy sauce into my pork. Then I'm going to throw in cornstarch, and that's what's gonna give us some crispiness in the air fryer, hopefully, keeping our fingers crossed. Okay, a good amount of cornstarch to coat the pork. Man, I'm running out of cornstarch. All right, give that a little mixy mix. Okay, and we're gonna just set this aside for like 5 minutes. Just so it can kind of like meld together, the little flavors meld together. Okay. So it looks like this. I think I'm gonna add some more cornstarch. Just a touch. Yay! Someone on YouTube said they're ready for, I gotta save that cornstarch for my sauce. Someone on YouTube said, that they're ready for the Tuscan chicken. And yeah, we're doing that on the 3rd. So I do cooking classes once a month. Next one is February 3rd. And we're doing a Valentine's night, a Valentine's dinner night. So February 3rd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's $2.99, and you'll have access to the class. And the recipe, once you subscribe, the recipe is already posted for you to get those ingredients. And you can join us on Friday and cook along with us. It would be a great thing to learn how to cook. We're doing Tuscan chicken with a creamy sun-dried tomato pasta and a homemade Caesar salad. So you can, practice those skills during the cooking class and then impress your special someone on Valentine's Day. All right, so I put a little more cornstarch in my pork, and it's a little tackier now, which is good. That's what I want, okay? Hopefully it's going to come out crispy. Hopefully. That's my goal. All right, now let's get on to prepping our vegetables. So if you were on live with me yesterday, I showed you guys how to julienne an onion. I don't have another onion to show you how to julienne, so this is what I got. It's pre-prepared for me, which I don't mind. That's great. And yesterday I also showed you guys how to cut up pineapple. So guess what? I have pineapple to use up, and that's exactly why I picked this recipe, because I have all this stuff in my fridge and it needs to be used somehow. So yeah, yesterday I made shrimp fajitas with a pineapple salsa and a healthy yogurt-based coleslaw, and they turned out to be delicious. This one is more experimental, I should say, because I don't know how the pork is gonna act in the air fryer, but we're gonna give it a go. Okay, we're gonna give it a go. So let's go ahead and cut up our bell peppers here. I'm not really cooking right now. Somebody says I can't see the cooking going on. I'm going to be tilting it down right now because now I'm going to be cutting, but there really wasn't much going on at that point. Okay, let me wash these bell peppers. Oh, you guys can see my pink shorts that I'm wearing. All right, so I used half of the bell pepper yesterday. So this is what we got. I'll show you on the full bell pepper how to cut it again. If you were here yesterday, you got the skills to cut up a bell pepper, but I'm gonna show you again. So what you're gonna do is just make a cut on the bell pepper anywhere and then curve your knife around all of that, the sack of seeds in the center and the membrane. So just take your knife. You just want the nice red flesh. You don't want the white membrane. Okay, and I hate waste. The dish tonight, we're doing sweet and sour pork. I hate waste, so make sure to get this as well. So just kind of take your knife, cut around the top. Don't waste. Oh, see, I got some seeds left over. If that happens, just take it and slap it into your hand. And then with the membrane, you just want to pull all that white membrane out. It can be a little bitter. All right, I'm just doing like a large dice on these. I'm going to cut them on a bias, meaning like a little bit of a diagonal. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with the orange bell pepper. Okay, make a circular cut around all those seeds. Don't waste. And we're gonna cut these on a bias as well. Just a little angle. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, those are beautiful. And we also have our someone said, excited about the February 3rd class, but the March class is lobster risotto, question mark. I did, okay, so I poll everyone to do the cooking classes. So for the February one, the Valentine's date night, I had 3 options. I hope I can remember them all. Lobster risotto is one of them, with like a pear and walnut and blue cheese salad. And then we had the Tuscan chicken with creamy sun-dried tomatoes and Caesar salad. And then we also had, what was it? Why am I blanking now? Oh, lamb chops. Nobody wanted lamb chops, and I was surprised because that's you don't really cook lamb chops that much. So I was surprised no one was like wanting to learn that. But some people were up in arms about the lobster risotto. So I did a bonus class. I did a risotto class because I saw that some little chefs wanted to see that. So I did a bonus class, and I usually do that because I want everyone happy. So not only do you get the monthly cooking classes, you usually get me making something else along throughout the month. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these guys in the air fryer. I have an air fryer right here. See, my little air fryer. You can, okay, you can see that. All right, so I have my air fryer here. Let's go ahead and get our pork in there. I just lined it with some tin foil because I don't want pork juice flopping everywhere. I'll put the pork on the sheet tray. Like I said, guys, this is all experimental right now. So I'm trying to fry pork in the air fryer. So we're gonna see how it goes. So you wanna have it in a singular layer. Oh, you made the poached eggs that I posted the other day? And they turned out great, good, awesome. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna spray them with a little bit of cooking oil, just so they'll crisp up a little, hopefully. And we might have to turn them. I might have to turn them. Okay, I'll put those bad boys on the top there, get it going. And I think I'm gonna try to put a little color on my veggies. What is the cooking class like? I'm gonna actually put this off to the side because it's a little loud. Watch out, buddy. The cooking class is through whichever platform that you subscribe on. So it's just live on either Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. So whichever one you subscribe on or join on will be where I go live. But I answer all your questions that come in on the chat. And then I post a video, or excuse me, like either a video or a photo at the end of the final product, and then I have you guys post all of your awesome results as well. So it's community building, you know. All right, I'm gonna pop these veggies in the air fryer just to maybe get a little color on them. We'll see if that actually happens. Like I said, I'm just kind of experimenting right now with everything. I've never made this dish, so we're just testing it out. All right, into the air fryer. Okay, now we're gonna make the sauce. For the sauce, this doesn't really sound authentic to me, but it's just a recipe I found online. So, first ingredient, ketchup. So we are going the sweet and sour balance here. We're trying to, the perfect balance between sweet and sour. So ketchup is pretty dang sweet. We're gonna actually have to add more sugar. Now, somebody asked about the March cooking class. I'm gonna put the shrimp fajitas that I did yesterday on the next poll because those were so tasty, so good. Okay, now I'm also into the pan. I put my ketchup. We're going in with some sourness, acid from rice vinegar. Okay, rice vinegar. A little bit of soy. And sugar. Okay. A lot of sugar. It's more than you think. All right. Now, what we have to do is thicken this up. And the method we're going to use for this is called a slurry. So a slurry is just cornstarch and water. I am running low on cornstarch, but you're just kind of forming a loose paste. And there's some important tips that you need to follow when you're making a slurry or using a slurry, is that you have to mix the cornstarch with water. If you just put the cornstarch directly into the mix, like once it's already boiling and you put cornstarch in, it will just ball up and it won't thicken the sauce. So it needs to be mixed with water, and the thickening power of the slurry will only happen once this hits a boil. So don't think that it's not doing its magical abilities. It must reach a boil or a simmer before it's going to start to thicken up. So let's go ahead and get the heat on this. Going to give this a little mix, and I'm going to taste for seasoning. Remember, we want that perfect balance between sweet and sour. All right, let's taste it. This is my dinner, so if I'm double dipping, don't come at me. I think it needs more sugar. Just a touch. Oh, you know what it's missing? You know what it's missing? MSG. I need to go get MSG. 1 second. Okay, so if you're ever making Asian food at home and you're like, oh my gosh, this does not taste as good as the restaurant, it's probably because you're not putting MSG in your food. So this stuff, this accent stuff, this one's old as the hills. But This is MSG. You might not know it. I was asking somebody was over here, and I'm like, yeah, did you ever use this? And they're like, yeah, we put it on like chicken and stuff. And I'm like, it's MSG. And she had zero idea that it was actually MSG. So a little bit of MSG. All right, now we taste again. Ha, that was it. Yep. Okay, that sauce is done. Let me show you the consistency of it. Oh, you know what? We need to actually thicken it up. Sorry, I almost forgot. Bring it back up to a boil because we need to add in our slurry. Okay? With the slurry, just make sure the water and the cornstarch is well incorporated. Then add it in. And you can see that the consistency changed like immediately because this is at a boil already. And the consistency that we have here, this little bit thicker, is going to help coat to the pork and the vegetables. All right, that's beautiful. It almost looks like barbecue sauce, doesn't it? Beautiful. All right, so the pork might take a while to cook. Let's see. Let me go check on it really quick. So it does need a few more minutes, definitely. But I can answer any questions that you guys might have about, it could be about the class, it could be about the yacht, or it could be about anything. Now we're just kind of spending time together waiting for the pork to cook. Yeah, MSG does get a bad rap. Sometimes I get a headache from it. What am I cooking? I am cooking sweet and sour pork in the air fryer. I'm trying to be healthy. So we're seeing how this actually turns out. Will you go back on the yacht? From what I know right now, it's in the works for me going back on. The captain called and he said, don't make any plans for summer. And I said, okay, Captain, I won't. Somebody asked on Instagram, do you prefer gas or electric? Definitely gas. You can control the heat so much easier. If you cut the gas on a gas stove, the fire on a gas stove, it's done cooking. But if you cut it on an electric stove, it's just residual heat, too much residual heat. When will I go back on the yacht? Probably during the summertime because I am a high school teacher. I teach high school culinary arts. So during the school year, I have a full-time job. And then do this on the side. Can you make the glaze ahead of time? Like this one that I'm making now? Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, add in red pepper flakes. That sounds good. Oh, you bought an air fryer. Well, I'll let you know how this one turns out. If you don't go back, what would you do during the summer instead? You know what? I haven't really thought about that. I get bored way too easily, so I would need to find something to do. I would probably I don't know, start a business or something. I just rearranged the whole house today because it's a Sunday and I had no work to do. So that's what I do. I end up just rearranging stuff. How did I get into the yacht cooking? An old friend of mine, my brother's best friend from elementary school, his mom, reached out to me on Facebook Messenger and said, hey, my old boss needs a chef on his yacht. I said, okay, give him my information. And I had a call with him, and then I had the Zoom interview that night, and then I got offered the position that night as well. And then I flew out the next morning because they were kind of in desperate need of a yacht chef. I was actually out west doing 9 national parks. So your question, to answer the question about the summer thing, I'd probably go travel. Rice is done. So yeah, I was out west doing 9 national parks. I had to stop my trip a little early to fly down to Miami. I am from Florida. Am I making a salad? No, I'm not making a salad. I'm making sweet and sour pork. Will I ever try out for Below Deck? Probably not. There's way too much drama. When are your cooking classes? What days of the week? It kind of just depends. I normally do them in the evening, so it's like after work hours, or after, I guess I should say after normal work hours. So it depends, but it's normally early in the month. So like either the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. Like this one coming up is the 3rd. And we'll cook dinner together around dinner time-ish, so you can, do the cooking class and then eat it for your dinner with your family or whoever. So yeah, next one is February 3rd. Don't really have specific days that they're on, but I post them well in advance and give everyone plenty of time to know when the next one is. At least 3 weeks. So yeah, if you're interested in the cooking class, it's only $2.99. Subscribe at the top of my page on Instagram and Facebook. But if you're on YouTube, hit that join button at the top of my page. Thank you for the stars. Very much appreciated. What is your opinion on Instapots? I love them. It can do 8 hours of work in like 30 minutes. So I am all in favor of the Instapot. I actually when I went down on the first yacht trip, that is the first piece of equipment that I brought down. I'm like, I need it. Because I actually brought a crock pot and an Instapot, so I could do 2 things at once. So, no, I love the Instapot. What do I teach? I teach high school culinary arts. Is the yacht available for charter? No, it's privately owned. And my Instapot is not actually an Instapot. I got it from Aldi, and it works like a charm. It's actually like half the price the biggest time, so I can do a ton. Thank you, Jennifer, for the stars. I appreciate that. Still waiting for the pork. Okay. Let me check it really quick. I got tongs to check it. I will be back. Guys, it's actually looking really good. Surprisingly. Okay, I did take out my vegetables. They didn't get much color on them, and I think it's because they were below the pork. But Austin, I'm not too far away from you. I'm in Pensacola right now. Thank you for the stars, Jamie. Yeah, okay. Anyone else do this? Anyone else go into Aldi and go down that miscellaneous aisle and just get random stuff? I mean, you could get a treadmill or an espresso maker or literally anything. You never know what's going to be on that. That's what I do on Saturdays. I go to Aldi and I just browse the miscellaneous aisle. How do you maintain such a good attitude being at sea for multiple days? The crew. It's the crew. 110% the crew. It's who you're working with, who you're around, and also the family that I work for is amazing as well. So yeah, if I didn't have the crew and amazing guests on board, I don't think I could do it. So they are always down for pranking people, always down for laughs, and they make it really fun. So that's how I keep my good positive attitude. I don't know if you've seen Captain Mark in my videos, but he's a hoot. You're talking about the miscellaneous aisle at Aldi, Jennifer. I come home with random stuff. 10 degrees in Colorado. That's pretty dang cold. It was 50 degrees here, and I was like, I can't even go outside. Consider it a snow day because, no. What is the secret to the best mac and cheese? My entire family loves mine, but I always see so many other great recipes. Okay, I have found the best mac and cheese, and you know who makes it? My aunt. Well, I think she's like my aunt's sister. I don't know what she would feed me. I don't know, but every single family function, she brings her mac and cheese, and you know what it is? Processed cheese. It's processed cheese, everybody. That's what makes it so ooey and gooey and delicious. Butter, processed cheese, and regular cheese as well, but like a mix of processed cheese and regular cheese. And I think also shredding your own cheese, like not using the pre-shredded stuff because it's mixed with like flour and cornstarch and preservatives. So I think that's the key. Processed cheese. I know you're hearing processed cheese from a chef, but that's it. Or you could do like the classic roux, butter and flour, and then you add in your milk and add your cheeses. But it's not the same as processed cheese. All right, I'm gonna pull the pork, I think. Let's take a look at it. Ooh, brown butter and mustard. Yeah, I know a lot of people that put like mustard powder in their mac and cheese. All right, I'm checking my pork. All right, little porky pork. Look at that. It kind of got a little brown action going on there. Interesting. I'm going to check and see if it's cooked fully. It feels cooked fully. Slice into it. Ow, it's hot. Very hot. It's very crispy. All right. Here's the pork. Nice, Abby. All right. Looks like a little chicken nugget. Hey, not bad. All right, I'm going to toss these into the sauce after I wash these. Thank you for the stars, Dawn. All right, heating this back up. I'm gonna throw my vegetables in first. Let's tilt you guys down so you can see the action. All right, veggies are being tossed into the sweet and sour sauce. And typically, when you see the sweet and sour pork at Chinese restaurant, they're going to be adding red dye into it. So I'm not going to add red dye. It'll still taste the same, but without the dye. All right, pineapple goes in. This is going to add another sweet note to it to cut the acidity. And then our pork goes in. It kind of got a little crispy. I would say this is a success. It's ASMR. Can you hear the sizzling? So I'm noticing that if it was layered, I didn't get a good browning effect or crispiness to it. It's kind of gummy almost. But the top layer turned out really good. So with this pork, I just put a little bit of soy sauce and cornstarch on it and then put it into the air fryer. And it didn't turn out too bad. All right, so now we're just gonna coat this in the sauce and all those veggies. This is looking good. Oh my goodness, tinfoil. Probably not the best idea. All right, so I'm just coating this sauce into the pork, and I'll give it a try. I just started a new series on TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, it's called Lazy Little Chef. So if you are someone that doesn't want to make a lot of dishes or spend a lot of time in the kitchen, Lazy Little Chef is the new series for you. Cocktail and appetizer night would be fun for next cooking class. That'd be a blast. One of my favorite things to do is make cocktails. Like I want to be a bartender, I think. Maybe that's what I would do during the summer with my time if I wasn't on the yacht. Maybe I'd be a bartender. But I like a fancy place. Like I like to do weird cocktails. All right, let's go ahead and give this a try. All right. That doesn't look too bad. Got bad lighting on Instagram. That doesn't look too bad. I'll take it. Focus, camera. Here we go. All right. This is a little onion hanging off of it. But the pork is pretty crispy. Let's see how it is with the sauce. Guys, that's a win. Will it air fry? Yes, it will. I'm gonna put some sriracha on this when I eat it for dinner. Oh yeah. That's delicious. And if I had green onions, oh, you know what? I could go out to my little garden and put some green onions on top. That's what I'm gonna do for dinner. This with my perfect rice. Let me show you guys how the rice turned out. So if you don't have a rice cooker, highly suggest it. All right. So if you look at this rice, it's gorgeous. Just kind of fluff it with a fork. Beautiful. Fluffy rice for the pork. Awesome. Okay, I am so excited for dinner. All right. Thanks for tuning in for another cook dinner with me. Once again, was a blast. I love cooking for you guys on live. It's really fun for me. And just honestly, like setting up all the cameras and the lighting, it's fun. And cooking delicious food. I really thank you guys for all of your support you've made the past 2 years of my life. If you were an OG, thank you so much from the very beginning. If you're new, welcome, and thank you for the continued support. You guys are really, really amazing. So once again, if you want to join a cooking class with me and cook together with me and not just watch me cook, you can cook with me. $2.99 for monthly cooking classes. Next one is February 3rd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're doing a Valentine's date night. We're doing a Tuscan chicken with creamy sun-dried tomato pasta and a homemade Caesar salad. And it would be a great one to come to. Check it out. See if you like it. If you like it, stick around. If not, you can cancel at any time. But right now, I have over 600 little chefs still in the club. So that's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube now. I just started up the Instagram and YouTube. It's the same thing on all platforms. So whichever platform you're on most often, subscribe on there. And I'd love to see you guys there. I'm excited. You can cook with us for the February 3rd class, work on those skills, and then cook for someone special on Valentine's Day proper. Thank you for the stars, Don. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will hope to see you on February 3rd for the cooking class. Hit that subscribe button at the top of my page on Facebook and Instagram. If you're on YouTube, hit that join button to become a member of the Little Chef community. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Go eat some good food.